It seems you have made quite a reputation for yourself in a very short time.
It's hard to believe I've only been here in Germany for 6 months.
Oh, yeah,
In that
it's been
short
6
time,
months.
I think I've grown more than I have in the last 200-some years.
You are quite correct, Sam.
I forget there's so many time skips.
Gratifying to see you grow and change.
I sneezed.
Of course, our mental health journeys never quite end, do they? I am sure you still have much to talk about.
Ah, yeah, we're getting a Sam therapy session.
But let us first take a moment to breathe and meditate.
That sounds like a good idea. Give me a chance to center myself.
Very good. Now close your eyes and enter your place of comfort.
Isabella d'Este. I wonder. Nah, how was Andy squeezing into that suit anyway? Is Raziel listening in on our conversation?
Oh yeah, they think the
Princess
algorithm is
to rescue.
Raziel, the fallen angel.
I sure am a lily-livered coward. Cognitive distortion left and do-si-do. What am I doing hiding out in Germany? Why'd you do this to me, Ernie? You keep running, Sammy boy. You dummy Sam, loving your horse more than your kin. The United States needs some therapy.
He's
Sure
not
am
wrong.
glad I don't sweat.
I wish that were me.
Tarnation. What a great word.
This one's a bit harder to do.
How do you feel, Samuel?
Yeah, not bad. My thoughts are all over the place, but that ain't unusual.
I'm glad you have that perspective, my friend. What came up for you tonight?
I've still got my head wrapped up in my past problems.
You better
Feel like
share.
kind of a yellow belly for running away from them
You
to come
can't
here.
hear anything. Did you remember to mute the stream? Because I haven't adjusted things since last time. I just lowered the volume of the game a little bit because Fenty. Ah!
But dang it, there's me labeling myself
How's
again.
that? Okay.
Why are you calling yourself a yellow belly then?
What about now?
It's a pattern of mine, that's all. I gave you my history, and it's a history of my running away. I ran from my home, I ran from all the trouble I caused, I ran from my wife and into the hands of a vampire gang, then I ran from them and hid out in the woods. When my gang tracked me down, I ran off to Europe. Whenever the going gets tough, Sam Walls gets going.
Samuel, this is quite the oversimplification.
The thing is,
I
I don't.
remember a man who came into my office and told me about how he should have made better decisions as a traumatized child.
Thing is, like, I have it set to like capture 75% of my desktop audio, which means it would be like 75% of max volume if I had it like set to 100. So that's what you should be hearing. This is why I'm confused by all this shit.
In each of these cases you speak of, you made difficult choices following terrible events. Have some compassion for yourself, my friend.
Yeah, well, I haven't even given you the full story yet. There's another thing I've been running from. I got kin, Andy. Distant kin, but kin all the same. See, my wife was pregnant when she up and left me. Didn't even tell me.
So he didn't even know he had a daughter until after the wife left. Oh.
My line ain't never been strong, thank goodness. But I've got a great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter. Give or take one of them greats. I looked her up, and she ain't living well, Andy. I want to be there for her the way I wasn't for my wife and child.
Yeah, go to her. Go to her, Sam.
But all I am's the undead man who got her great-great-great-great-great-uncle killed. If I were her, I wouldn't give me the time of night.
Are you kidding? Like, anyone, almost like a lot of people would be like really chill with like getting a vampire relative.
which I guess is mind reading, but it seems like common sense to me too. Yeah, I've tried to make amends, but as far as Ken is concerned, well, I ain't done shit. Hell, I can always be confident that I'll do the wrong thing when it comes to my family. I guess that's like being always right about being always wrong.
I see you are becoming quite perceptive of your own distortions, Samuel.
I mean, vampires do exist in this world, and people know about that, so he could, like, easily prove that he's a vampire.
But let me do some reflecting for you, and you can tell me how you perceive what I am saying. You consider yourself a yellowbelly, a somewhat archaic term for coward.
I guess I'm still doing a little labeling there, huh?
A
What?
little. I believe you understand that calling ourselves names does nothing to improve ourselves.
All right, all right. Maybe calling myself a coward ain't too good for me.
Now then, you said you believe that your distant relative will not want to speak to you because you caused the death of another distant relative.
So, it has nothing to do. Okay. So, it's like I thought. Because remember, you got a few weeks ago, you got an error with your audio drivers for your laptop? That might be why. It might be something up with the audio drivers of the laptop when you're using it without headphones. I'm glad to know it's... You did mention it a few weeks ago, though. I remember. You were like unplugging something, like your headset, and then you said audio driver error. Uh-oh, hopefully that's not bad. Anyway, let's just continue. I believe that your distant relative would not want to hear you speak because you caused the death of another distant relative. Okay. I have no idea then. I'll have to see if I can replicate it on mine since we do have the same model. I'll have to do it later.
Sounds like I'm doing a little mind reading there. I can't really know what my my distant relation is gonna think of me.
Naturally. We vampires have a reputation as monsters, but that is not a universal reputation. In fact, I believe we are rising in public opinion.
Yeah. The public knows all about them.
Yeah, but if they don't see us as monsters, they see us as sex objects.
And now you are overgeneralizing. We are as capable of knowing the mind of society as we are of knowing the mind of an individual.
Yeah, you're right. I ain't giving my relative the chance to have her own thoughts. I should know better by now. Yeah, I know that. There's another should statement.
Samuel, remember what I have told you. Cognitive distortions are a normal side effect of being human. Cognitive distortion classifications are tools, not weapons to beat yourself with. Give yourself the same compassion you give to your clients. Now then, let us continue to reflect on your concerns. You also believe that the positive changes you have made in your life are irrelevant where family is concerned.
I'm disqualifying the positive by pretending the change I've made don't mean anything.
It is your favorite cognitive distortion, Samuel. Your humility is most endearing, but it does often enter the realm of cognitive distortion. There is a comfortable place between extreme humility and extreme arrogance, my friend, and that is in truth.
Yeah, I know. When you're right, and you're always right.
You believe I am always right?
I guess there ain't no way of knowing if you're always right. You just kind of give off an always right vibe.
I like to have good vibes, my friend, but vibes alone do not make the man. Most of my existence, I thought I was always right, but that was when I was the most wrong. Don't believe the vibes, dear Samuel.
I'll try, but you don't make it easy. I can see where I'm making the same assumptions about McKin, though. I gotta give her a chance before I assume she's gonna hate me. I just know that if I end up going back to the States, things are gonna get complicated.
Well, you have to go back eventually.
Most of us vampires out west are on the younger side. We're still in that angry, insecure stage, and I know there's a whole gang of them hollering for my blood.
Are Are you afraid of them, Samuel?
You know what? I ain't. I just know at some point I'm gonna have to deal with them. And my gang is real powerful now, especially their leader. Did I ever tell you about my vampire daddy?
No,
I
I
assume
did
you
not
would tell
know
me
about
that
him.
already.
Hold on. I got something in my eye. Ah!
Called himself Ernie Awigdunkel.
Ah, that was the guy we had him
Real
thinking
piece of
about in our
work.
therapy.
Fella had more blood on his hands than any vampire I ever met.
I know this name.
You know Ernie?
He is a part of my darker history, and a part of humanity's darker history.
Ooh.
He is your dark father.
Backstory, man. At the Drama House backstory.
Well, yeah. Is that bad?
He does not determine who you are, Samuel, but the man is still dangerous. His real name is Heinrich Kramer, and he is no mere murderer. He has a deep hatred for all humanity, especially women. I am discouraged to hear he still lives.
Oh, so he's a woman hater. Burn him.
What was this guy's problem with women?
They refused to enter sexual congress with him. They did not like him. He practiced poor hygiene, acted entitled, and was extremely insecure.
So he's an incel. He's an ancient incel.
He defended his own repellent nature with great ardor, blaming women for their predictable dislike of him. He committed himself to a life of celibacy as a Dominican friar, cementing both his virginity and his hatred.
Oh, wait a minute, he sounds like one of them incel types from the internet I've read about.
Me and my dolphin laugh. Love that.
I am afraid I am unfamiliar with the term, but he did make his lack of sexual appeal his identity.
Dang, well, now some things are starting to make sense. Well, what this Kramer fella do?
He wrote a book in 1487 called the Malleus Maleficarum, also known as the Hammer of Witches. It was with this justification that the church was enabled to persecute, torture, and kill women. Its effects linger in society.
Oh, so we
even
have
today.
this asshole to blame for the witch trials. Okay.
The Pope during Isabella d'Este's time, Alexander VI, named him Inquisitor of Bohemia and Moravia. What he did with this power is better left unspoken.
Well, shit. How do you know this Kramer guy, Andy?
Samuel, know that I too have given myself to hatred. Mortals with a great capacity for evil drew my attention. I amused myself by indulging them.
You made him?
I do not absolve myself of my actions, but it is difficult to speak of them. The Andromachos of that time.
Did you
was a
make
most pitiable
him?
Vampire.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andy. I didn't mean to dig at old wounds.
Did you make him?
Do not be sorry, my dear Samuel. We must not erase our pasts. Pain can be a somber teacher. I must ask, what became of Heinrich?
Well, he runs Sanguinius Health, the health insurance company I told you about the last time. It's vampires from the boardroom all the way down, stealing blood, money, and hope from American mortals. Running health insurance gives them all the money they need for even more dirty deeds.
How terrible. Oh, Heinrich, what depths will you not sink to? He disappeared from Europe 200 years ago. I had hoped he was gone forever.
Do you think he can change, Andy?
Oh, Samuel, yes, of course he can change. Like you and me, however, he must desire this change within himself. But hatred is not something Heinrich Kramer holds. It is his very identity. He will be reluctant to give it up. Are you suggesting that you aim to help him?
Do you think I shouldn't?
It isn't my choice, my friend. You will do what you are going to do.
I guess I don't know what I want to do. But I know Ernie, or Heinrich, and I'm starting to get a handle on this therapy thing. If I can help him, Shouldn't I be helping him?
Let me reflect for you. You are aware that you have knowledge of Heinrich others do not have, and that you have newfound abilities as a therapist. Therefore, you believe you should help him.
I guess that's a should statement, huh? Just because I know him and know something about therapy doesn't mean it's my destiny to try to help Heinrich Kramer.
Of course, Samuel. Your own life is your own. You make your own decisions.
Yeah, you're right. There ain't no should.
I am glad to hear you recognize this, Samuel. Heinrich Kramer is not your should.
Well, thanks for talking this through with me, Andy. I think it's been real helpful for sorting out my thoughts.
Of course, my dear. You did all the work. I am merely here to help you reflect. You have become quite adept at recognizing your own cognitive distortions. All there is to decide now is the path you choose from here. What drives you forward, my friend?
Go to the granddaughter. Go to the granddaughter. The greatest granddaughter. Go to her.
I ran away from my family a long time ago. But I'm done running. I brought precious life into this world and then I abandoned it. I've got a chance to make that right.
I had a suspicion you were working up to this decision, though I hoped it would not be so.
I really like it here, Andy. And you've been incredible. But if my heart still beat, it'd be beating for home. I don't want to let my clients down, but I think they're homebodies anyway. Maybe I can get them to do sessions.
Yeah, he only
over
found
video
out
calls or
after the
something.
fact, like, cause she left when his wife left him when she was already pregnant. So, and he became a vampire shortly after. So he kind of was just like watching from a distance, and then later, I guess years later, decided to look down like the family lineage to see what happened, like using Ancestry.com or whatever.
I think you may be the only person who could get Isabella Deste to do a computer video call.
And we can continue my sessions from the internet?
Of course, Samuel. Natural.
Well, I guess that's that then.
He doesn't want us to leave.
I ain't gonna run out too quickly, though. I gotta arrange for a new cruise back home, and I want to tell my clients in person. That'll take some time.
That would be most considerate. Your clients have grown quite fond of you.
Yee. You're gonna get to see them one last time.
Well, Samuel, I must say I am proud of you. It has been inspiring to see your command of cognitive distortions. I have no doubt that you will make your home a better place.
Coming from you, that's real flattering. Like I said when I first came here, I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You will always seek those answers, my friend, and that is what will ensure you continue to grow. But enough embarrassing Samuel. I believe you should go down and get yourself a drink.
That sounds great, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
We're gonna go see Crimson. Yeah, she probably didn't want her in the kid's life.
Well, that's it then. I'm going home. Once I let my clients know, I'll head back to the USA. Time to give Crimson the news. Crimson, my favorite barkeep. How's the saloon tonight?
Her eyes. Guys, look at her eyes. They're not black anymore. Did she become a vampire?
You sound a little distracted, cowboy. Got something to tell me?
Am I that obvious?
You are. You're pretty adorable, Sam Walls.
I like to say approachably rugged.
Both apply.
Sure, let's go with that. What's the news, cowboy?
Well, I've been here for a few months now. I came here to get trained up by Andy, and now that I have been, I think it's time for me to go home.
No shit. Well, good for you, Sam. I think you're right. I don't think this place is for you.
I mean, I ain't gonna learn German, that's for sure. Moving on just seemed like the right choice. I got some unfinished business back home anyway. You don't seem that bothered by me leaving, though. I figured I might earn at least a frown.
Well, it just so happens that I've got some news for you. Can you guess what it is?
Oh yeah, we can guess what it is, girl. Well, we all know that all these options are wrong. But let's go with new kitten.
You got a new kitten. I bet you'll name it Sam, so you won't miss me too much.
Aw.
You know, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe I'll do that. A Siamese named Sam. But no, that's not it. Take a look at me. Notice
Yeah,
anything
girl, we
different?
notice. We notice. We notice. We notice. We notice.
Well, no.
How about now?
Yeah!
Crimson, you're a vampire.
Newly undead and ready to bite some necks.
Well, what led to that decision?
I thought about what you said, about how vampires have got time to start over and time to do things their way. I'm going back to America too. Gonna join a different kind of bar
Oh.
again.
Oh no. Andy seemed depressed when Sam said he was leaving, and now Crimson is also leaving. Oh no.
The law moves slowly, but I've got time.
Dang, Crimson. A vampire lawyer. Look out, world. Kinda sounds like a neat video game. Vampire lawyer.
Oh my god, what if that's the next game? Oh my god, what if that literally is the next game we play as Crimson? That would be awesome.
No, it doesn't. But I think I can make a difference.
You take that back, Crimson. It would be awesome.
How would Andy take the news?
He knew it was coming, like he always does. Can't surprise that man. I love him to death, literally. And I'll come back someday. I just need to go my own way for a while.
Dang. Well, this is some big news. When do you think you're leaving?
Figure I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'll need someone to show me the ways of the night anyway.
Homies!
Shucks, well that sounds mighty fine, Crimson. Might need your help going up against the big corporation my old gang is
Yeah!
running.
You got a deal, cowboy.
Yeah, help take them down, Crimson! Take down those assholes!
Don't look now, but dinner's just arrived.
These two.
Look, Crimson. She is now ein Vampir.
You are one of the night children now?
Looks that way, and we're in the mood for a little celebrating. Sam and I are headed to America.
Why would you want to do that?
They were born there.
They do have better network infrastructure.
Oh, I suppose that is true. Oh, but we will miss getting our necks beaten by you.
Horny bastards.
If you join us in the kink room, we will have a foursome.
Come on, cowboy. We won't be in Germany forever.
What? That's the wrong emote.
Alone at last. My veins throb.
Who gets to bite me?
I'll let you get first pick, Sam.
All right, Reinhard, you got nice veins, so bring them on over.
I knew you liked me best, cowboy.
He did fantasize about having of hooking up with him.
Ah, that's the good stuff.
Spatsy, you give my neck such excellent attention.
Kind of my job, if vampires had jobs.
You do. You're a therapist.
Und Crimson bites most erotically.
I learned from the best.
I guess I should turn in now. Gotta prepare to give my clients the big news.
You're not getting away so easily, cowboy.
The night is only getting started.
Live a little, Tex. We'll be back in the land of Puritan pride before you know it.
Ah, what the hell? You only die once.
They actually had to force him.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing Dr. Drain tonight. Or is it Lord Luridus?
I sure as heck hope I'm only seeing one client.
They did. I need a drink. Hold on. Gregor is being a bully.
I don't know how the doc's gonna take the news that I'm leaving, but I'm sure Lord Luridus would love to see the back of me.
I believe Lord Luridus likes to see the back of everyone.
He's a real son bitch, but you can't say he's picky. I should get my distortions picked. Now let's see.
Alright. Hmm. And I can hear my parents talking very loudly with my uncle. I'm going to mute real quick because I think they're coming up, so I gotta go say bye to them real quick. I see y'all have discovered the infinite Pokeball and we're using it to try to capture the hamsters. Sorry it took me a bit. I had to say goodbye to them, and they saw everything in the office and with everything running, and they were curious about it, so I was like showing them things. Like, they were very impressed with my model. As well as the fact that I built this computer myself. Alright. Alright. So, is the game not showing? There we go. Which distortion should we pick for good old Dr. Drain for his last session? Yeah, it's a bit hard to decide. You might still have control fallacy. Wheatley is boofing. And my parents are talking. Yeah. Catastrophizing. Right. Nosferatu thinking. Maybe not catastrophizing, because he's been doing better. He's likely been doing better since they merged, so maybe just disqualifying the positive. Yeah, let's go with these.
All right, got my chambers loaded up.
Is that really a phrase, or are you trying to get a reaction out of me?
I'm joshing a bit.
To cover up your very real obsession with firearms. I know you by now, Samuel Walls.
Guilty as charged.
I will leave you and your gun in peace. Good luck tonight, Samuel.
Hello, Sam.
Ah, they're still merged. He's still in the relaxed pose. He still doesn't have his hair all like proper and prim. He's like, it's the relaxed haircut.
Evening to you, Dr. Drain. How you been this month? Seems like you had a big breakthrough last time.
Yeah, he seems to be in a good mood because he's still smiling.
Yes, I think I did. I have been feeling a lot better
Yeah!
ever since.
He's been doing good.
Well, you look great, like a new man. Or perhaps the same man, but whole.
Yeah, the same man but whole. I'm glad I didn't pick whatever distortion would make me challenge him on this,
Well, you
because
look
this
a
is
lot more
true.
at peace than I've ever seen you. Why don't you fill me in on the last month? I can scarcely believe how the last few weeks have gone. I didn't do a single hour of work. I let my scientists do it. They couldn't believe I backed off. They thought I was dead. But you are dead. They don't know that, do they? Regardless, I thought I owed myself a little space. I actually stayed here in Germany the entire time.
Oh yeah, because he's actually flying here from like America every single time. He took a month off. He's just been enjoying himself.
Really? Here in Leipzig? I went to Berlin. I heard you can do whatever you like there, and no one cares. I went clubbing, Sam. I bit mortal necks. I really had quite a nice time.
Yeah, he's learning to enjoy himself. Yeah. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, I remember you were a good dancer. Oh, I sometimes danced for several nights in a row. They keep some of these places free from light, so I was free to party day and night.
Nice.
I did end up doing some pharmaceutical research, though the more recreational kind.
Ooh, what'd you do?
Sounds like you were living it up. You're keeping safe, I hope. Oh, Sam, I'm 430 years old. I don't have mortal fears. And did Lord Lourdes show up at any point? I dare say he was there the whole time, in some fashion. He's a much more agreeable chap when he's with me, though. Oh, and Sam, something else quite interesting happened.
Ooh. What's the tea? What's the tea? Spill.
Oh, yeah? What's that? I engaged in coitus.
He got laid as himself instead of Lord Lourdes.
No shit? Oh, goodness, no. I've got Lord Lourdes under control now. Not to say that it wasn't exciting, though. I was a little nervous at first. I haven't had sex since I died, after all, not counting whatever Lourdes got up to. But riding another human being is like riding a bike, I suppose. It just comes back to you.
Ooh. It was gay sex, too.
Well, dang, Doc. I'm just thrilled to hear you're letting yourself live a little. Yes, it's been a satisfying month. I'm headed back to Berlin tonight to meet my paramour again before I fly back to London.
Oh no, he's from London, not the US. Never mind. I got confused.
So is this some kind of serious thing? Not at all. Having a conversation with him makes me want to yank my hair out, so I just yank his curly locks instead. Who the hell are you and what have you done with Dr. Drain? It's funny, isn't it? I would have been disgusted with this person 6 months ago. Now I find I quite like him, and others seem to as well.
What I love the most about this is that there was only one cognitive distortion that's come up so far, and it was just him saying how he's the same man but whole. Like, I love this.
Well, maybe this is a good time to give you some bad news then. I'm headed back to America, Doc. I reckon I can do more good there than I can here. Truly. But you're all so repressed there.
why I'm glad I didn't pick it.
I guess you'd know, huh? Touche. Well, Sam, I'm sorry to hear that you're leaving, truly. Oh, I ain't gonna leave you high and dry. We can still do our sessions over the internet. It just won't be in person no more. Well, that's all right then. To be honest, I'm not sure I even know what I'd be looking for in therapy now. But then, I didn't know what I was looking for from therapy when I first flew in either. Well, I appreciate your keeping an open scientific mind, Doc. Is there anything you wanted to go over tonight? Honestly, no. I suppose I should snap back to reality at some point and tend to my research, but not now.
This one's obviously the should statement that he obviously is always.
But remember, them should statements are what got you to lock up Lord Lourdes in the first place. Think about what you could be doing, or what you want to be doing. It's that intrinsic motivation that'll take you where you want to go. Of course, I'm a vampire now. I'm the master of my own destiny. Attaboy. You got any strategies for what to do if you want to get into that plasma stuff again? If I desire to go down that road, I am surely denying myself my vampiric nature again. Perhaps it is best if we maintain our sessions. I think I know what I want right now, and that's a sport of blood and dance. What do you say, buckaroo? Oh, sure thing, old chap. Come on.
We're dancing again! Yes! Ah! Oh, we don't get to see it this time.
My dear Samuel,
Boo.
it is a big night tonight, isn't it?
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Yeah, there was like only 2 cognitive distortions that we had that entire session with him. Oh yeah, it was a short session, but he improved so much ever since they merged in that month. Like, yeah. I'm so proud of him. Gregor did not eat a single bite of food in the room. Okay, buddy, so long as you don't eat your sister's food.
You are breaking the news to Senora Deste that you are leaving,
Oh yeah,
are you not?
we're gonna see the grandma now.
Against her nature, she has grown very fond of you, my friend.
Yeah, the grandma who has a soft spot for us and is in love with us.
Oh, yeah. Who the heck knows why, right?
Are you fishing for compliments or merely disqualifying the positive once again?
Calling us out.
Let's say fishing for compliments.
Very well. Samuel, your disarming charm and compassion undoubtedly make you an attractive vampire to our kind.
And Dormahos, you're hot.
Somehow, at a young age, you possess a natural wisdom that
Okay, I was really disqualifying the positive.
you are so easy to embarrass as well, which has its own charm. Very well, Samuel. I will leave it to you.
He just loves picking on Sam because he's cute when he gets embarrassed.
Good luck with Senora Deste.
I doubt anyone's gonna regress. Alright. Labeling. Personalization. Yeah, maybe mind reading. I wonder if anything is really going to come up with her, though, because of this being the last session and all. Yeah, peripherance fallacy. Let's go with these.
All right, got what I need. Here comes the good lady herself. Evening, Senora. It's good to see you.
I am pleased to see you as well. You have been on my mind of late.
Oh? Why's that?
I wished to apologize for my behavior
Oh, yeah,
during
she
our
did
last
blow up at us,
session.
too, and went all scary.
I let my monstrous side come out, and I addressed you in ways most unseemly. You have been kind to me and did not deserve this treatment.
Her apologizing is a big thing.
Oh, think nothing of it, Senora. Therapy's kind of the place for them big emotions to come out, ain't it? I didn't take it personally.
Sam didn't take it
Oh,
personally.
but you should, Sam. I called you some terrible names. I disrespected you. You should be quite angry. with
This
me.
would have been a should statement.
All truth. I'm glad you let yourself get properly worked up.
Yes, that is exactly the problem. I allowed it. I allowed myself to insult a man who was being kind and patient with me. I lost control. I should not be so careless.
She's a bit more in depth.
I don't expect you to always be in control, Senora. Like we've been saying since you walked in, You gotta have some compassion for yourself when you do lose that control. No one's saying you should always be in control. I think you're a superhuman, Senora, but you ain't superhuman.
You are, of course, correct. I fear I shall always have this tendency. But I am becoming more aware of it, thanks to your guidance.
That's the absolute best we can expect of ourselves. We ain't never gonna be perfect. Being self-aware is the closest we're gonna get. I ain't surprised at all you're making a ton of progress, Senora. You're a lady who likes to do things properly.
But let us say, not perfectly.
Yes. She's learning that she's not perfect.
Exactly, you're getting it. I ain't worried about you, Senora. How have the last few weeks gone? Have you done any more art?
A little. It can be a little frustrating for me to paint when I am so unpracticed. I think I have always been better at recognizing and cultivating talent in others. The problem has always been that my artist cannot stand dealing with me. Poor Leonardo used to tremble whenever I said his name. I would like to try being a more patient benefactor.
I think that's a fantastic idea, Senora. Maybe the next great masters are out there waiting to be discovered.
Yes, that is my thinking. There will always be rise of the spacewalkers. But I can complain about the state of art today, or I can do something about it.
See, now that's a great direction for your frustration.
Yee.
Don't let them folks be the only ones making art.
Yee. Contribute. Make your own art. Challenge the shit.
That is my thinking exactly. I'm starting a foundation for the arts, specifically for talented living women.
A woman art, a female-only art school. Yes! She's real. Oh my god. I think she's realizing how much pressure she put on just her son and how much she got shit on when she was being a female in her time and how she didn't give much attention to her daughter. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna give more women a chance. Yes!
I aim to spend about €1 billion each year. I believe that should be enough to create art worthy of attention.
Hell yeah.
$1 billion a year? Where'd you get that kind of money?
Sam, she's an ancient rich vampire.
My children's children intermingled with the Habsburgs and Medicis. My dynasty is full of blood-sucking investment bankers I can exploit.
She's gonna blackmail her family. The shitty members of her family, anyway, to do good things.
Oh, you mean they're vampires?
No, they're just mortal leeches. But they will do what they are told.
And what about them artists you're funding? Are they gonna do what they're told?
I shall not hobble them, as I hobbled the great masters. I will let them share their own dreams. But they must be dreams. I will not fund a rise of the spacewalker.
Seems like you got a good game plan, Senora. This sounds like a real touchdown.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. Just saying, seems like you're on a good path, Senora. Maybe this is a good time to tell you I've got some news too. I'm going back home soon. To America.
Why would you ever want to go back there? Are you trying to get away from me?
Well, my personal stuff don't have much to do with you, Senora. No, it ain't nothing like that. I've got my own reasons. Stuff at home that's waiting for me.
I know I can be a little intimidating sometimes.
It doesn't have anything to do with you, Senora. It doesn't mean we have to stop doing our sessions. We'll just have to use some of them internet video chat things.
But I do not know how to use such things. Can't you stay here?
No can do,
You're gonna have to
Besides,
learn to
you
use
gotta
the
admit, I
internet,
don't
especially
exactly
with
fit in here in
wanting to
Europe.
start a school.
Perhaps we need more men like you.
She loves him so much.
Oh, well, trust me, Senora. I ain't that special. I got my problems just like anyone.
The popes of my time would have hated you, dear Sam. They would feel naked before you.
Oh, she is burning all them popes. She's basically saying Sam is a holier man than them. And yeah, she probably could.
I
Have advice for
suppose
him.
if you must go, then you must go. Will you at least teach me how to do a
Yeah.
video call before you leave?
We can take a little time now if you're willing.
I would like that. Very much.
Come on, Senora. I'll show you how it's done.
Yay! Oh, these are all going so well.
Samuel, my dear, so lovely to see you. How are you feeling this evening?
And Andromahos, when did you start calling Sam Deer? You called him Deer last session, but you didn't call him Deer before. Sus. He can help at least to like get her on his level. And like, to be honest, Isabella might eventually learn how to use more of the internet stuff on her own the same way Andromahos is. And Medi, because like, it's modern media does use a lot of internet, so when she figures out that the internet is used to like spread out advertisements and like art as well, Isabella says that would be hilarious. But yeah, like I think Isabella learning to use the internet as a means to like spread the art from the art center that she plans to like support and like broadcasting events they're having there. I think that would be very good.
Oh, all right. A little nervous, I suppose.
About Edmund?
Yeah, he didn't seem to be doing too well last time. Feel for the guy.
You had empathy and compassion for him when not many would. If you continue this approach, I am certain that all will turn out for the best.
I ain't so
Let's
sure.
see how
I gotta
Edmund's
admit.
doing.
Maybe Eddie would have been happier living the lie.
In the short term, I believe you are correct. Inertia is always the easiest option. But inertia can also lead to a certain decay of spirit. Edmund, as you so astutely pointed out, has time to grow as a human. He will find his joys once more.
I sure hope you're right, Andy. I don't think I'm gonna see the same Edmund tonight, though.
It sounds as though you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Samuel. Choose your distortions well.
Everyone's having like very few distortions compared to what they normally do. Oh. My dad just accidentally turned on the light in here. I was blinded for a second. All right. Edmund. Oh, I think you do. Let me look at it. Oh, that's so cute. Might do some catastrophizing. Fairness. Should statements. Emotional reasoning, because he was very emotional last time. Alright, let's go with these. I don't think it really matters at this point for the last one.
Do you plan to engage in therapy with Edmund or fill him with holes?
I love how seriously Andromahos takes the gun jokes.
I was planning on therapy.
Then try not to refer to cognitive distortions as ballistic weaponry,
You
my
had
friend.
no problem with it before.
Sorry about that. Thanks, Andy.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. Do have a good session.
Okay, he's just joking.
Howdy, Eddie.
Oh,
It's
he's
good
in
to
his
see you.
normal clothes. He's in normal clothes. Oh, he's still depressed.
Is it? Can it be good to see me if you do not know who I am?
Eddie, whoever it is that's sitting in front of me, it's good to see him.
Well, I'm glad you think so.
You're not feeling too good, are you?
Not very. I've spent much of the last weeks in bed, in silence, pondering the only question that matters.
And what question is that, Eddie?
To be or not to be? I've said the lines so often, but I never understood them. They were just pretty sounds I used to make the people cheer. I said them with conviction, with emotion, or simulacra of such, and so full of sound and fury, yet in the end, signifying nothing. Now I know that the answer is not so simple. To be, indeed, or not to be.
Well, maybe you can walk me through it, Eddie. I never was much of a theater guy.
Of course. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. This part is simple enough. Do we accept our troubles as they are, or do we take the effort to address them? The bard continues with some more pretty speech, and then that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. I have borne those ills of my own making. My undiscovered country is the true Edmund Keene. Who is he? To be or not to be, indeed.
Yeah, he always had curly hair. Kind of curly hair.
I have feared that undiscovered country with all my still heart, and now I have arrived there. Not to be. Where is the place upon this cursed orb that was made for Edmund Keene?
Oh, that's what you were... Well, he was also saying the person he was, fucking was immortal, that he was drinking blood from, too. No.
That sounds really heavy, Eddie, but I want to help you with a little perspective. This idea that there's a place made for you ain't true. You gotta make that place. There ain't no cast list with roles to be filled. You gotta make your own role.
Perhaps I have taken all the world's a stage a bit far.
Well, maybe a little. You're a clever fella, Eddie, and you're still a human being. You're just dealing with a lot right now. Give yourself some compassion. It ain't easy starting over after 200-some years. I'm proud of you for soldiering on, hombre.
I do not understand why. What does the world need of me? All I have ever done is play the clown upon the stage. I am as unnecessary a man as ever there was one.
Save 69. No.
I am
All
as
personalization
unnecessary
so
a man
far.
as there ever was one. Eddie, who says you need to be necessary? Being you is enough, hombre. That's what you're gonna be regardless. I know it's a big, scary step being you, but you took it. And for that, I'm dang proud of you.
Yeah, we're all proud of you.
You are kind, and I suppose it is true that facing the slings and arrows of righteous fortune is a virtue in itself. But the future is now all undiscovered country, and it will be a hard land to navigate for a swaddling babe such as I. I can scarcely crawl, but at least I have you to help me.
We're moving.
About that, Eddie.
I literally just said about that.
Oh dear.
I'm heading back to America, Eddie. I've got growing and changing to do myself, but we can still do our sessions over video call.
Oh no! Oh no, 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 you cannot leave, you must not! I will be all alone! The mortals wait for me to stumble, and when I do, they will fill my mouth with garlic and cut off my head!
It's okay, Edmund. Catastrophizing.
Eddie, come on, you're doing a little catastrophizing there. We'll still be talking over video calls. You've been handling yourself fine in London without me.
Oh, but I haven't! I absolutely have not! I stayed in my coffin for the entire month! The director of the play who disarmed me so seeks my head for the loss of her Piero! Oh, my dear man, you must not go! You cannot do this to me! You cannot turn me into a shell of a vampire and then abandon me!
What makes you think I'm doing this to you, Eddie? I've got my own concerns that don't have anything to do with you. I'm going back to the U.S. for myself. Now I know you're coming from a vulnerable place and all, but I'm making this change for me, and you've got to accept that.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just don't leave me, please. I
feel so bad for him.
I could come with you. I could go to America. Yes, a fresh start.
Oh.
I know America. I performed in Canada and in New York City.
Well, Eddie, I ain't much of a city slicker. I'm headed west.
I could move in with you. We could be roommates.
All right. So which option should we pick? No, 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 or no?
Eddie, no, that ain't gonna happen. Look, I think there's something to what you're saying about that fresh start. But my role in your unlife is as your therapist. We gotta stick to them boundaries. Now, I'm happy to meet with you as your therapist, but you gotta be content with that, all right?
Yes. Of course. Yes, well then. That's settled. I'm going to America. I shall go home and pack my things immediately.
Now take your time, Eddie. I need a little more time to wrap up here. I'll let you know what my schedule looks like over Vmail. Now, you gonna be okay?
Yes. The idea of a new start is rather exciting.
Yeah, to be
something to
honest,
look
I think
forward
this would be good for him too, like to get a new start, because he's just been like living as like on the stage here as an actor in London for like his entire life, and he's only just like learning who he is. So yeah.
All right, Eddie. I'll talk to you soon then.
Of course, yes. Oh, my country. My country, 'tis of the sweet land of liberty.
Eddie, we're vampires. We don't have countries. Don't go trading one problematic identity for another.
Yes, of course. Well, goodbye, Sam.
They
Adios,
are. I
muchacho.
love them so much.
Well, a new companion is it, Samuel?
Everybody's going to the America with Sam.
Oh, it ain't like that, Andy.
I know. I am very pleased with you. You maintained your boundaries well and gave Edmund a lifeline. Well, an unlifeline. You are the future of vampire therapy, my friend.
Ye- Take another drink. All this laughing is making my throat hurt. Yeah. So many cool vampire godparents. Me, America, and my 500 clients coming with me.
Oh, shucks. I'll settle for the present.
Then the present is a fortuitous one. I believe you're owed a drink.
Oh, yeah. After that, I sure as hell need one.
Then go downstairs and enjoy yourself. You shall soon say goodbye to your last client. Enjoy Crimson's best while you can. Rest in peace, dear Samuel. Greetings to you, my dear Samuel. It is, as always, a pleasure to see your face.
Oh, we didn't get to see Crimson.
Oh, thanks, Andy. You got a nice face, too.
Why, thank you. It has served me well.
Yeah.
I suppose
Well, we did
tonight's
kind of
meeting is
crack her.
bittersweet.
We
You'll say
convinced
goodbye
her
to your last
that,
client,
yeah,
yes?
we convinced her to get in contact with her own online friends from the old internet and to, like, quit streaming the stuff that she's currently doing and create a new channel to do content that she actually does like. Like,
Yeah, that's right. Meddy should be showing up anytime.
I would like to give you something then, before she arrives.
Thanks, I guess. What is this? A piece of wood?
what is that?
From a barrel, one that once contained a naked man whose wisdom I was not ready to appreciate. His name was Diogenes. He would scream at people as they passed by, telling them to break out of the realities they were so comfortable in.
Hold on, is Diogenes an actual person? Let me look it up. Ah! Diogenes, also known as Diogenes the Cynic, was a great Greek philosopher and one of the founders of Cynicism. Ah. So the original cynic. Him.
He questioned Athenian society, no matter how sacred, and emphasized the return to the beauty of nature. He saw somehow through the constructed reality we have all created and understood the miracle of the individual. You, my friend, through your rebirth in death, your travels in the wilds, remind me so much of the man. Thus, I give this part of the barrel he lived in to you.
Wow. Dang, well, thank you, Andy. What's it say, though? Some great insight about what it means to be human?
No, it probably says something stupid.
It says Diogenes was here.
Oh, really? It actually does say that? Oh my god, I love that.
Well, all the same, I love it. Thank you, Andy.
It could have no greater honor. Now then, I will leave you to tend to your client.
Well, labeling. Disqualifying. Positive. Mind reading. Both those.
Got my ammo at the ready.
Alright.
We really need to talk about this gun stuff sometime. Whatever this thing is, it is very old.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to it, I'm sure.
Oh, I forgot control policy. I think we have is good though. I mean, besides Edmund, none of them have really had any like cognitive distortions come up that much.
Do not worry about it for now. Please take a moment. She comes.
Hello.
little mouse.
Girl, are you LARPing with your friends? Oh my god! I love the outfit!
Oh, hello, Mitty. Interesting clothing you're wearing tonight. Have you been?
How have I been? Or rather, who have I been?
Yeah, she's LARPing!
Sure, how about who have you been?
I've been a halfling druid.
Yeah.
You've lost me.
That's all right, sweet cowboy manling. I've had ever so much fun as a halfling druid. My name is Bulgo Fraggykins, a halfling of Tuck.
Bilbo
When I was
Baggins!
a child, I saved a tree from being burned by a group of nasty orcs. The trees gave me magical druidic powers, which I now use to cleanse the land of evildoers.
She isn't a... Yeah, she's LARPing, I think.
Hold on, is this a thing that actually happened? I know you're real old and things were different back in your time.
What are you talking about, my sweets? It's happening right now. Me and my companions.
Yeah, she's doing it with her friends.
On a noble quest.
I want to ask all of them.
What's this noble quest you're talking about?
Well, in the city of Balin's castle, there's a philanthropist mage named Durgan the Munificent, who keeps the people happy and content. But my fellowship and I have discovered that he's actually a warlock serving Anne Calgon the Clean, an ancient dragon who seeks to purify the land of all mortals. Durgan is cutting down trees throughout the realm, which upsets me very much as a druid. We're going to defeat him, face Anne Calgon, and save the land from certain doom.
Okay.
You're just gonna be lost until he asks that question.
You said your name is Bulgo now, not Mitty?
That's right. My name is
Actually
Bulgo
changed.
of House Fraggykins. My family produces
Yee.
the finest pipeweed, Fraggykin Kush, but they're always burning leaves to get high. They don't approve of my becoming a druid, so I have to leave home and live in the woods. That is, until the trees started to disappear.
So, I gotta call you Bulgo from now on?
That is my name.
Well, alright then, Bulgo. Hey, you never told me you were a druid. I know them types were all over Ireland back in your time, right?
A druid is a servant of nature. We protect all things that grow from the forces of evil who aim to corrupt them. In return, nature gives us certain magical powers. I, for instance, can turn into a squirrel and a wolf.
Well, dang. Seems like there's a lot about the world I don't know. But then I'm only 200-some years old.
And you're very silly.
That too. Okay, I gotta admit, I have no freaking clue what the hell you're talking about, Mitty, or Bulgo. Are you doing all right?
I'm LARPing.
Yeah, she's
silly.
LARPing.
I don't know what that is.
Live action role playing. My friends and I get dressed up and we pretend to go on grand
She's meeting up with
adventures.
her friends in real life.
Your friends? Who are your friends, Bulgo?
I did what you suggested. I emailed all my friends from the web ring, and they were very happy to hear from me. Some of them live in Ireland, so we decided to get together and play games. It's been ever so much fun. They're all
I knew it, they're all mortals.
but they love that I'm a real vampire. They share their blood with me as part of our role playing.
She's getting blood without killing people. Oh my god!
It's how I summon up enough magic to turn into a squirrel.
That's incredible. I'm so happy to hear that, Bulgo. You got blood, you got friends, and what about the algorithm?
I'm so happy for you, Mitty.
My friends and I performed a mystic nature ritual to clear my mind. nature provides what I need, not hyper-intelligent monsters. The algorithm only wants boring things anyway. I close my glitch and only sell its accounts. I like my IRL friends better.
Good on you, girl.
And how do you feel?
I feel happy. You were quite right. There are kind mortals. My friends have lots of mortal problems, but I have lots of money, so they don't need to worry about mortal things.
She's using her money to help her friends.
That sounds like a pretty decent exchange, Bulgo. Sounds like you're in a pretty good place, huh?
Well, almost. I have one problem that plagues me.
Uh-oh, what's the problem?
Well, what is it?
Orcs. I hate them.
Okay, it's just part of her fictional warping.
Orcs.
Orcs. They're all awful. They cut down trees for fun, they're always saying dirty words, and they like to kick halflings.
Now, come on. I haven't met any orcs, but I know you haven't met all of them. You don't know their stories. Maybe they're that way because they were raised in troubled households and they don't know any better. Maybe some of them act that way because that's what you expect. Show a little compassion, the same as you'd show for yourself, and maybe them orcs will surprise you.
But the rulebook says all orcs are evil.
She's talking about the D&D rule book. And Shrek is an ogre, not an orc.
Since when do you follow a rule book, Bulgo?
Perhaps you're right, little mouse. I have been a bit harsh on the orcs. I shall be kinder from now on.
You do that. I gotta share some news with you, though. I'm heading back to America. I've got my own orcs to deal with. Of course, we can keep doing our sessions over video chat. The time zones are a little rough, but I can talk just before dawn.
Oh, that's all right, little mouse. I would rather not do a lot of computer things. And I'm feeling much better now.
Are you sure? I'm happy to talk, and I don't want you to think you're all alone.
Little whisker face, don't worry about me.
She's sending her
I have
therapy,
what I
but she
need
has
now.
friends now.
Well, if you're sure, if you ever need me, just send me a V-mail, okay? That ain't no social network, more of a digital Pony Express.
Oh, you know what would be awesome? Like, her friends are mortals, right? Some of them have families too, right? And like kids. Like, she could be like their vampire godmother, and like for all of them and all their descendants going forward. That would be the cutest thing. And she'd always have people she trusts, because like she would know all these people since they were little, most of them. Yeah.
Perhaps I can tell you about my adventures and how I will exact my bloody revenge on Durgan the Betrayer.
Cause like technically that's what Isabella d'Estate was trying to do. She wanted to be a vampire grandmother to like direct her family, but like I feel like how Medi would approach it is like like she would just be like that cool aunt kind of godmother, because she's like forever young, even if she is old at the same time. Like I feel like imagine if one of the kids of her friends had like a school dance, and like she and the parent like chaperoned at that dance. She would be like the cool aunt at the school dance. You get what I'm saying? Like that, the kid would be like super popular knowing her.
I'd love to hear all about your adventures, Bulgo. I guess this is goodbye then, huh?
Nay, 'tis not a goodbye, but a farewell, sir. And may the light of Malone shine upon your path. Walk with nature.
Well, I hesitate to say any client is ever cured of cognitive distortions, but perhaps Bulgo is.
I mean, she's not committing mass murder now.
Yeah, I wonder. She's been pretty free of all this human society stuff for a while. Maybe she knows better than any of us.
Perhaps. The Dark Angel Raziel ensnared even her, however, so we should be aware of his influence.
It's not the Dark Angel, it's just a computer program.
Well, that was your last client. I suppose you are now free to leave whenever you like.
Oh, I ain't no rush, Andy. I'm still dealing with the cruise line to get some space for my coffin. I'll be here a little while yet.
Then I shall endeavor to enjoy your company a while longer. Come, Samuel. The nights grow long. Let us enjoy ourselves.
Black screen.
Hey, Crimson, you seen Andy? I wanted to have a chat with him before we leave.
Oh,
He slept in tonight. We had a long night yesterday.
I don't like that.
Had to say our goodbyes, too.
Where is he? I figured.
Poor guy acts like everything happens for a reason, and he's got to accept it. He was a little quiet.
Yeah, I imagine he's not really having a good time of it.
Why don't you check his office?
I'll do that. Thanks, Crimson. Andy, you around?
The fire's out.
Crimson said you were acting a little strange. Andy? Dang it, where the heck is that guy?
Uh-oh. I'm worried.
Oh, he left the window open. It's freezing in here. I'll go close it. Ain't like Andy to be like this. Where the hell's he hiding when it's almost morning anyway? Wait a minute. Oh shit, there he is. I don't got time to pick my distortions. I'll just have to use the ones I know best. Andy, what the hell are you doing out here? The sun's coming up.
Sunrise.
I did not intend for you to find me, Samuel. I had said my goodbyes already.
What are you talking about, Andy? There's no need to be thinking like this. Come on inside and we can talk.
Do not fear for me, dear Samuel. I do not leave out of despair. There is no distortion. This is simply a choice that I have decided to make.
How can you say that?
Samuel, I have walked this earth for more than 3,000 years. I have watched civilizations rise and fall. I have witnessed horrors and wonders you could not comprehend. I have been hated, and I have been loved. And I have hated and loved. I am a creature of myth, Samuel. A fragment of another age. My time passed long ago.
Andy, these things are only true from your own perspective. You're doing some labeling and you know it. I know you ain't a mythological being. That's a cognitive distortion.
My friend, it is not. This is a world of computers, of technology. But I was here before the name Jesus Christ ever existed. I was here before civilization. It is not labeling to say that I am from another time, and indeed older than most myths. This distortion does not apply to me.
Well, who cares about that, Andy? I think it's great that you got all this experience. You got perspectives most of us couldn't dream of having.
But Samuel, my perspectives are alien. The humanity I was born into is not the humanity of the modern world. My value is like that of a history book, and the perspectives I have, while well earned, are of their time. Do not look to me for answers.
Andy, now you're disqualifying the positive. You compare yourself to a history book, but history books don't talk. They don't reason.
Of course, my friend. But I do not disqualify the positive, not in the slightest. I merely ask you, and indeed humanity, to look to itself for answers. This is not a cognitive distortion. My dear Samuel, you give me such hope. That is why I must leave this earth to you, and those you will help cultivate and grow. I have had my place in this world for a very long time. I have done much good, and I have committed great evils. These things I accept. But it is time for me to stop having an influence on this world. When you told me that Heinrich Kramer still lived, it proved to me that I have had too much influence. the small choices I make change the fate of the world.
Andy, that ain't something you can know. Heinrich Kramer is his own man. He's made his own awful decisions. It's a control fallacy to think you caused what he's done.
It is not a control fallacy, my dear Samuel. My point was that my decision to support Heinrich Kramer had a lingering effect on this world. Like the wings of a butterfly, my actions have consequences for good and ill that cannot be predicted. But even butterflies die to support the natural order. This is not a control fallacy. Samuel, do not mourn me. All things must pass. It is the way of nature.
You're scaring me.
A way that you know well. It is this way that brought you to my door. We have talked much in our time about the value of change and growth. Death is change, my friend. Nothing good can come from my having an eternal existence.
Now that's Nosferatu thinking if I ever heard it. Nothing good can come from your having an eternal existence? You're doing plenty of good all the time. Think of the people you've helped. Think about Crimson. Think about me.
I did not say that I could do no good, my dear Samuel. I have been honored to be a companion to you, to Crimson, and to so many others. It is the eternal that is incompatible with nature. My thoughts are clear. This is not Nosferatu thinking. I know you look for the best in everyone you meet, Samuel. You see potential where others do not. That is why you seek to rescue me, but I do not need to be rescued. And that is why I am honored to leave the future in your hands. I confess, I did not have hope for Edmund Keene. Rarely can such men be aided, but you persevered. I would not hope to help Heinrich Kramer either, but you dare to hope. I should leave and allow this hope to flourish.
Andy, pardon my saying so, but that's a load of horse shit. Where's that should statement coming from, huh? Just because you don't see the same potential I do doesn't mean you should leave. That's Distortion City Population Andy.
Yeah.
There are certain shoulds, however, Samuel, that are inevitable for the world to keep turning. The sun should shine, whether we like it or not. We should drink blood, whether we like it or not. And all things should die, whether we like it or not. It is not a cognitive distortion to think so. Please, Samuel, do not make this difficult for me when it need not be. Go, face your blood father. I believe you will succeed in turning Heinrich, and that will bring me peace in death.
But, Andy, I don't want you to go.
I know, my dear Samuel, but I must move on, just as you must. I have had my time here. Too much time. Too much blood has been spilled on my account. I have done much to atone for this, but for good or ill, my time must be over. I have a confession, Samuel. Perhaps it will make my decision clearer to you.
Oh no. What is it?
I am Heinrich's bloodfather.
Yeah, I figured.
What?
I made him into a vampire. I gave him eternal life. In my hatred for humanity, I empowered him in his dark work. It is my choice that brought the Malleus Maleficarum into existence. My choice that fueled the deaths of so many. The beating of my wings 600 years ago killed your brother, destroyed your family, even caused the death of your princess. I am so sorry, Samuel, but I hope you can understand why I must go. The world does not need my continued influence. There is no cognitive distortion that clouds my thoughts. Only the clarity of seeing the long arc of history formed by my hand.
I don't know what to say, Andy.
Then say nothing, Samuel. Go back downstairs. Live your own life. I have accepted my influence on this world, but that influence is over now. Crimson is now a vampire. She needs me no longer. You are a greater therapist than I. I am at peace. If I may offer a last word of advice, my friend, remember your strength. Approach every client with the same mentality you always have, and it will serve you well.
Wait a minute. approach every client the same way. I know what Andy needs.
We know? Okay, thank God.
Now,
I'm safe anyway,
I
though.
wish to
This
see
is
the
nervous.
sunrise one last time. There is nothing more
Yeah,
you can
turn
do
him
for
into a
me,
horse.
Samuel.
This isn't a distortion!
That's where you're wrong, Andy. I do have something to offer you, and that's compassion. I know you've done some awful things, and that must weigh mighty hard on you. I can imagine the pain you feel at seeing someone like Heinrich Kramer running around reminding you of the vampire you used to be.
I appreciate your empathy more than I can say, Samuel. You are right. It is painful. But my decision is about more than pain. I know my presence is unnatural. My world has died so many times over.
I know it has, Andy. I watched my friends and family die out a few times. You've done it 100 times at least. If you didn't feel that, there'd definitely be something wrong with you. I'd say that pain is more natural than anything.
Yeah.
But you don't have to feel that pain alone, Andy. You've made this world a better place so you don't have to.
You are kind, dear Samuel. Too kind to an old relic like myself. But I do not wish to see the history I have created. It is darkness that builds upon itself, regardless of what I do.
Andy, I forgive you. A lot of them decisions you made were terrible ones. Now, that Andy was a hateful asshole, but I feel sorry for him. Nobody who feels content and peaceful does things like that. I'm sure he hated himself as much as you hate him now. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and see a murdering sack of shit. But you're a person, Andy.
Yeah.
You got needs, joys, regrets, and sorrows. You're deserving of love. And I love you, man.
Oh.
Damn it, Samuel. Don't you know crying is dangerous to a vampire? It is fluid we cannot stand to lose.
We made him cry. Good.
Well, let's go get you something to drink then. Come on, Andy. Let's get back to the darkness.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you.
Yay! We did it!
Whew, what a night. Poor Andy.
It's
I
the
think he'll
art
be
that
okay,
is
though.
that the Senora drew.
Being human means we're gonna keep making mistakes, but we'll have to accept them and forgive ourselves. I'll keep an eye on Andy before we leave, but he seems pretty eager to help me with Heinrich now. That ought to keep him going. He gave me this here coffin as a gift, and I'll definitely think of him whenever I'm resting in it.
You got to keep the smart coffin.
Now then, I think I'll do a little reading from my favorite book. Something to inspire me for the challenges ahead. I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. In proportion as he simplifies his life, the laws of the universe will appear less complex, and solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty poverty, nor weakness weakness. Yeah, you got it, Henry. I'll just keep walking and everything will turn out okay. Now, time to watch Mo yank Larry's hair out. Well, there ain't nothing funnier than some good old slapstick violence.
Yeah! More Stooges! One last Stooge to go! Malice in the Palace. The last Three Stooges that end the series. Limited Orient Cafe. Meeting place of Black Sheep. Ba ba ba. Is that a cat on the table? I can't tell if that's a cat. That's a dog.
Just past the hour. I wonder what the lady.
Yeah, I'm glad we saved him too.
Fear not, most illustrious Hassan ben Sobar. Fear not. Afadala will get the map by hook or crook, as sure as my name is Jinnarama.
Quite so.
What?
Service!
What handshake was that? Jeez.
Yes, sir. Coming up. Yes, sir. We have all the service. At your service. Boy, if I hadn't ducked, we'd have collided sure. What a narrow escape.
Well, I wasn't paying attention.
Hey. What? What's the matter with you? Take this off! Take this off! No, take it easy. We'll have you all fixed up in a minute. What's this? Oh, happy birthday! Hold this. Just a minute, I'll take it right off. I would leave it on. People don't know if you're coming or going with this on. There you are, sir. You look very pretty, and the spaghetti's as good as new. Why, you... No! Whoa! Dog of dogs, how dare you?
1,000 pardons, it was unavoidable.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. This would degrade you. Tis true. I'm an aristocrat. I am Hassan ben Soba. I had a few too many myself. Quiet. We gotta clean up this mess. Why? Oh, get busy. Stop it, will you? Cut it out.
You're making more of a mess.
Travel by night. Perhaps if Afadala does not...
Greetings.
Let's bring the map, Afadala.
Hey, Chief. But as I slit his throat, with his dying breath, he said someone else had a duplicate map.
'Tis bad. We must leave at once if we are to be the first to reach King Rootin' Tootin's tomb. Make preparations to depart immediately.
Aye, Chief. But remember the
King
curse.
Rootin' Tootin'.
Who touches the jewel first is doomed to 1,000 deaths.
We must secure the services of 3. And when we get them to do our bidding...
Yes, but we'd best have food before we travel.
I shouldn't be laughing at this old racist depiction, but
Oh, what do you have? We want to... We don't have any more.
this was just how things were back then.
Rabbit.
Hot dog.
Hot dog, they'll take rabbit.
Okay, coming up.
Okay, coming right up. Coming right up. Here we are, pepper and salt. That busboy is off.
Cat! Kitty! Kitty!
Scat!
The kitty's doing the hot dog!
Come here. Come here, you. Fix you.
Leave the cat alone. Why you hold the cat like that? They think he's killing the cat. He accidentally stepped on the cattail. Cat is fine.
Cat's up.
Ketchup.
Get out of here.
Oh no, now they're gonna think he kills the dog.
Come on. Now I...
It couldn't be. Or could it?
Now, you stay here, you be a good boy, you. Now sit there.
dog and cat are fine, but the fact that they think he killed.
Hot dogs. When it comes to cooking, I'm the cat's meow.
They're not gonna eat
Sit
it.
down. Oh, but I'm not tired. I'll just
I don't
stand
like
by
it
you.
either.
Sit down with your head on or off.
You talked us into it.
Eat.
Did you hear anything? Yeah, I did.
The dog and cat are under the table, guys.
Yeah. Sit down and eat.
Eat.
I'm just waiting for the dog to come out from under the table or something.
Eat.
But they can't see that. I'm waiting for one of them to bite their leg or something. What the hell?
I killed it. I killed it. Oh, I killed it.
The hot dog was actually licking him.
Forgot the mustard.
So you are the perpetrator of this. Sit down and eat.
Sit down. A pleasure. Thank you.
Now they're gonna see the dog and cat are still there.
There's the dog and cat. Why don't you tell me?
What?
Get out. Let him alone. Oh, cut it. Oh, man. Oh.
No, it was like literally a piece of hot dog that was randomly licking his face.
These three, they are the ones that get the jewel for us.
Right. Gentlemen, who came in? No, you. How would you boys like to make 1,000 shilblinas?
You've convinced us. What do we have to do?
There is a diamond worth a king's ransom. Do you hear? A king's ransom.
Gentlemen, this map will lead us to the treasure. Now pay strict attention.
Hassan Ben Soba,
Bad keep,
you are
I'll
late.
see.
I got the diamond, you got the gate. Signed, oh my gosh, Immer of Schmo.
Oh, ruined, defeated. That murderous cutthroat. He has the famous 100-carat diamond.
100 carats, he sure knew his onions.
Quiet.
This map is useless to me now. With that diamond, I could have quit my job as the doorman at the Oasis Hotel.
Oh, he was a doorman. He wasn't an aristocrat like he was.
Only a doorman?
Yes.
Well, there's the doorman.
Will you give me 5 for this?
No, but I'll give you 2.
I'll take it.
Oh, they just wanted to make money so they wouldn't have to work their job.
There's only one 100-carat diamond, and it comes from Rootin' Tootin's tomb. That's government property. Right, and if we return it, we'll get a big reward.
Yeah, maybe 50,000 bucks. Boy, with that kind of money, we could rent a one-room apartment in Hollywood. Maybe.
But that Emer Schmo is a cutthroat. Suppose he cuts my throat. Well? Now, don't worry. We'll be disguised. We'll find the shortest way. Now, here, study this map closely.
That map does not make sense to me. Bay of Rum. That looks like a bullshit map. Is it literally just focused on the map for this long? I still see it moving.
We start here at Jerkola, down the Insane River, over the Giver Dam, through Pushover, across Schmoland. To the
No, it was
stronghold
literally
of
just
Schmo.
paused for that long. They gave the audience a chance to read everything on the map. I knew it wasn't frozen because it was still slightly jittering on the screen.
Who goes there?
Santa Claus!
Ah, there ain't no Santa Claus.
Oh, yes, there is, and we got a present for you.
You have?
Right
Where?
here. Oh. Okay, boys. Come on. The coast is clear. Come on. Come on.
Well, he's having a good time.
Okay, let's find the diamond. It's the Schmo. Let's go. There he is, and he's wearing the diamond. Now's our chance to get it. Yeah.
Three dudes in a trench coat.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I'm the evil spirit that guards the rootin' tootin' diamond. Give it to me lest evil befall you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The spirit commands you to stand on your head in that lily pond until further notice.
He's gonna drown.
Oh, hi, quick, somebody's coming. Oh, scram!
Moving pretty fast.
No! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
You get a tiny knife against a big sword.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Gotcha! Bullseye!
Why, you...
Your hat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why...
Well, that's that.
Get up here.
He drank the water.
Hey, the Schmo is flooded. Sister, looks like you're out of a job. Where's that diamond, kid? Look out!
Now, is it gonna loop or is it gonna they're gonna end. That's just looping.
All right, I think I'm nice and relaxed now. Time for some good rest. The real journeys are still to come.
How long until Sam becomes like us and falls asleep with the TV on?
Tonight's the night. Time to hit the dusty trail back home.
Oh, by the way, they have the entire playlist of all the club music from Vampire Therapist on Spotify. Like, let me grab the link real quick. I think I saved it. There's the playlist of Vampire Therapist.
You ain't gonna take any sunrise strolls, right, Chief?
I am fine now. It was a momentary lapse of self-awareness. I have much to regret, but much to live for as well.
Final GM.
I believe that you can turn Heinrich Kramer, Samuel, and I wish to help you as much as I can.
You better, Sugar Blood. You know I can stay if you need me.
No. I cannot hold you or Samuel back. We all must continue on our paths. On my honor, I will continue as well, as I have for the last 3,000 years. You are already packed, and I would not see you delay.
I guess this is it then. Last time I'll see this bar for a while.
Yeah, she does pretend to come back.
Immernacht shall not be the same without you, but it will be something new.
Oh, if you're looking for a new snack, there's this fellow who's been roaming around. Name of Kieran.
Oh yeah, the heavy metal priest.
We have met. I should very much like to know him better. But do not worry for me, Samuel. A vampire is always comfortable with a little quiet. Regardless, I have my cats to snuggle.
Yes, cats!
Now then, let us go outside. I shall see
Oh
you
yeah! He did like commit mass murder when one of his cats in like ancient Egyptian times died. So he loves cats. And he is the crazy cat dad vampire.
Well, here we are. Guess this is it.
Samuel, my dear, this is not an ending, but a beginning. Do not think that I have nothing left to teach you. We will speak over the internet. I do not release you from therapy.
Yeah. You're not free from therapy either, Sam.
Reckon I got plenty of work to do still anyway.
We all do.
Well, no, they're not flying. They're taking a cruise ship.
Now, Crimson, come. Embrace me.
Really? Right in front of me.
Gosh.
I'm gonna miss you, Sugar Blood.
Whew.
We will see each other again before long. And when we do, I will give your body pleasures that you cannot conceive of. First, I will lick your... There's the American I know so well. Very well. I bid you both an exciting journey. Now get out of here. Tears are unpleasant to our kind.
Hi, Bert.
Oh, hey, Bert. You wanted to say something.
Is it just gonna be have fun, mate, again? What is it, boy? What is it you gotta say?
I think he wants to see us off.
Go on, my friend. Speak your mind. Have fun, mate.
in this entire game aside from various grunts and noises.
Oh, Bert, you always know what to say.
He's upset. They're laughing at him. And he...
That's it then. In the past months,
Yeah.
I've learned more about myself than I did in the last 2 centuries. I got reasons to hope that I can put my skills to use back home, and that I can help anyone who's ready to be helped. For the first time in my life, I got real friends who can't die, and together, we can be better vampires than we ever were alone. I was lost once. I didn't know what I was put on this earth to do. I didn't know why I died. I didn't know who I was.
Oh! That's Salmon Crimson right there.
I may be a vampire, but I can reflect now. Now I know who I am.
Yet again! There's a DLC, I think, after this, but let's sit through the credits first. This was a great game. I know. I really can't wait to see what Little Bat Studios does next. It seems... And he's a great writer. Oh, they had even historical consultants for the historical figures. Oh damn, Sirius Namati did a lot of voices. The Sonata and G minor is the one that got me a copyright thing, an alert, when I last made the highlight from the main menu. Wait, Matt Mercer? I missed his name. Who was he? I just saw the one who played like a lot of names and I paid attention to their name. We're gonna get a sequel! Yes! I so overexcitedly threw my head back to yell that I lost tracking. This is the DLC! Let's do it. This is the DLC.
My dear, thank you for making the time to speak with me.
Yeah, we're doing the DLC.
Come on, Andy. I've got all eternity. I've always got time for you.
An elder vampire such as I should not need your time. But I have been rather foolish of late, and disappointingly powerless against my own cognitive distortions.
Yep, we're giving Andy therapy now.
Whoa, Chief, slow down. I can't catch up with all the cognitive distortions you're shooting right now.
Andy gives us therapy and we give Andy therapy. It's a therapy cycle.
I know. I have been neglectful of my own mental health, and that is why I wish to speak to you tonight. Before you came to learn from me, I was the only vampire therapist. But
yeah, I knew it. He was literally the only vampire therapist ever in existence. He and Sam were the first ones.
Me? Andy, you said it yourself. I'm a baby vampire. How am I supposed to be your therapist? Also, ain't it kind of weird to have your own client as a therapist?
To be a therapist is not a position of power over another, my friend. Naturally, I think a different therapist would be preferable, but you are here, and I understand your style. I believe you will be an excellent guide for my thoughts.
Also, we're literally the only two vampire therapists, so.
Well, if you think it'd be all right, of course I'm here to talk. I've been worried about you.
I am sorry for that. It has just been emotionally difficult to see how my past, much like myself, refuses to be buried. But perhaps my efforts to bury my past have been the problem. I wish to unburden myself to you, Samuel. I promise it will not take 3,000 years. I suppose you should pick what cognitive distortions I am likely to exhibit. I think we both know what my chief distortion is. As reformed vampires, we have similar mindsets.
It's being handsome devils. The night can't handle the two of us.
That is no distortion, my friend. We are indeed a force of sexual...
Oh yeah, I didn't read to see if there was an update to the sessions afterwards. No, my clients. Oh, I can't look at them anymore? Aww. Yeah, we don't have any clients in here anymore. Oh, never mind. There they are. Oh, we don't have anything for the 5th session. Let me see what he says for his ramblings. Oops, damn it. I didn't want to go all the way back. Yeah, the last one was a new one, but I wanted to see if there was a new one before that I didn't read yet. Ah, there's one. July 8th. Golly, what a month. Took me some time to do some traveling in Europe between client sessions. Prague is great. I already read that one. This is the one I haven't read. Holy hell, my head is spinning. This month I've been threatened by monsters. Drunk priest blood right in from the source. Faced an ancient demon and helped my clients through some tough breakthroughs. It's got me pondering about what's next for me. I came here to learn, and now I feel pretty confident about being able to help my kin. Then again, that could be a control policy, and he's told me so many times that I won't be able to help everyone. So maybe I should just help people that come here wanting to be helped. I should talk to Andy about all this. Well, that's it. Crimson and I are all packed up to go back to the United States. We'll be headed out in a few days. I've done a bunch more travel while I wait for my trips, seen more countries than I can count on my hands and feet, but I think I'm ready to head home now. I feel for Andy, though. Must be tough losing Crimson. I suppose me, to a lesser extent. He seems to accept it pretty well, though. Guess it's what comes from being 3,000 years old. I wonder whether Bert'll miss me. I think I'll miss him, somehow. He may not have a lot to say, but he says it with conviction, and I respect that. One thing's for sure, though. I'm coming back here, one way or another. Ah, Bert. For a second I was drawing a blank, but then I remember Bert is the bouncer.
But what is the cognitive distortion we share?
It's disqualifying the positive. I guess it comes with the territory of being former bad guys.
It shall ever be our crucifix to bear. What other distortions do you think I need help with?
Everything. What do we think he would do? We did do a bit of emotional, no, not emotional reason. Maybe some Nosferatu thinking. Control fallacy. Mind reading would be useless for him because he can actually read people's minds. Maybe labeling? Oh yeah. Nosferatu thinking, control fallacy, should statements, and I feel like you could do more personalization though, because being 3,000 years old, because he did blame everything that happened because of him turning that one dude into a vampire on himself. Yeah, maybe Alwa's right too.
Okay, Andy, I think I'm ready to talk.
Do you mind if we play a game while we speak? Much of what I will recall will be difficult to talk about.
Well, sure thing, Andy. What'd you have in mind?
Let us play a little Settlers of Wallachia.
It's a vampire theme one.
Sure thing, Chief. Kind of funny how everything we do has to be vampire themed, but I'm game.
We cannot escape our natures, as Dr. Drain might say. What would you like your first move to be?
I've never played this game either, the one it's based off of. Build up my defenses.
I think I'd like to build up my defenses. The best offense is a good defense, as they say.
I am not sure they say that, but very well, my friend. Now then, let me tell you the story of my early days as a vampire. Here, perhaps this will tell you something of my origins. Please be careful with it. It's nearly as old as I am.
It's him.
Dang, this thing belongs in a museum.
One could argue the same about us, my friend. But this vase has emotional value to me. This poor vampire with a spear in his chest, his name was Machariel. He was my bloodfather, and the love of my short life. He was 6,000 years old when we met. He knew secrets from another age. He taught me how civilization had restrained the human animal.
Years old. And if he still was alive today, he would be 9,000. And he is only 3,000. Bro.
We did not even need to speak. He could communicate poetry with a single glance. This is the night he was killed by the Trojans. They attacked us in our sleep. I woke up to their laughter and his sweet blood splashing across my face.
Shit. Dang, Andy. I can't imagine how traumatized you must have been. Your heart must have been broken to pieces.
No. I did not allow myself to mourn. If I shed a single tear, it would have been my end. The pain I felt was so heartrending. I knew it would be my permanent death.
Hold on, I gotta go blow my nose, so I'm gonna mute for a sec. Alright.
Chief, that sounds a little extreme. Emotional pain is real pain, but it doesn't kill on its own. I got no doubt that dealing with your partner's death would have hurt for a real long time.
Yeah.
But people have been losing their partners since before we had words to speak with, and they all survived that pain.
Yes, I was young, Samuel. Like Edmund, I believed my pain was above all other pain. It is difficult to challenge a young vampire's extreme emotions. I could not face my own sorrow, and so I turned my still heart toward anger and vengeance alone. And my vengeance was mighty indeed. I tortured Mechariel's killers, of course, but this did not cool my blood for even a moment. I was resolved to taint their entire race. I planted a seed of darkness in the Trojan people that would blossom into a corrupted Roman Empire.
Oh, hold your horses there, boss. You saying you caused the fall of the Roman Empire?
I'm disappointed. No horse sound effect played when you mentioned horses this time.
Yes, the Trojans made Mechariel bleed, so I ensured that their fields were sown with blood, and all their harvests would taste of death. Their empire would be tainted from the start, built on suffering, and I aimed to ensure they would suffer.
I guess men really always have been thinking about the Roman Empire, but that's a lot to swallow, Chief. I don't know that one man can bring down an empire.
Perhaps, but I can draw a direct link from my actions to the tainted history of Rome. Mythology says that it was Athena who brought down Troy, but it was I. You see, it was I who eliminated the opposition to letting the Trojan horse into the city of Troy.
Ooh.
I'd like to show you a painting I commissioned of this event. I think you would appreciate.
Well, hot dang, that is one beautiful horse.
There's the horse sound effect.
I thought you would appreciate the craftsmanship. We men of war love our horses.
Hey, I'm a man of peace now, and I love horses even more. What's it say on the side of the horse?
Faladum votum. It means a gift or sacrifice of Pallas.
What's Pallas?
Historians might tell you it is a pseudonym for Athena, and the gift of the Trojan horse was in her name. That was not my meaning. Let me explain. After the fall of Troy, the Trojans were led by a man named Aeneas, though I usually thought of him as Enos.
Real mature, Chief.
Come now, Samuel, I was young. Anyway, Enos, apologies, Aeneas, was the ideal the Trojans wished to live up to. He was extraordinarily handsome, strong, and wise, not a mindless killer like those who killed my Mechariel. But I would reveal this ideal to be false. I knew the mind of Aeneas. He was a Trojan, and like all Trojans, selfish and cruel. I would prove there was nothing redeemable about a Trojan.
He always right.
I ain't never met a Trojan, but... Oh, but Chief, before a Trojan's a Trojan, they're a human. Maybe Trojan culture taught some of them to be a certain way, but being Trojan ain't in anyone's blood. Besides, ain't it you who's always reminded me that vampires don't have nationalities?
You are of course correct, my friend. Aeneas was born a human, not a Trojan. But I wished to hurt him and all his people. After the siege of Troy, the Trojans were a landless people. They drifted across the Mediterranean to the great city of Carthage in northern Africa. Carthage was run by Queen Dido, and even then, women proved more stable rulers. Her people were happy and content and did not fear the immigrant Trojans. They welcomed the wayward foreigners and invited them to settle in Carthage. They were offered fields to farm in, protection, and a fair place in the city. Indeed, Dido herself fell deeply in love with Aeneas, and he with her. It seemed the Trojans had found their peace.
Oh, and what did you do to mess it up?
But for me, this was not fair. Why should the Trojans live in peace? Why should they smile when I wept for Mechariel? I believed they should suffer.
There's a lot about the world that ain't fair, Andy. Expecting fairness or that things should be a certain way ain't respecting that reality. I think you were trying to create your own reality, but that's a pretty tall order.
Very perceptive, Samuel. If only I had you around back then to share your wisdom, though perhaps I was not ready to receive it. I could only think of hurting the Trojans. I made certain that Aeneas and his Trojans would no longer be welcome in Carthage. I seduced pure Aeneas. He was not so pure when I was done with him. Seduction was always a great skill of mine.
I never would have guessed.
But I made sure that Queen Dido saw us. She adored Aeneas, and I broke that poor woman in my lust for vengeance.
You NTR'd her.
Aeneas could not face her again, and so set sail with his people away from the land that had so warmly welcomed them. Queen Dido built for herself a mighty pyre, and even from 3 leagues away, Aeneas was forced to see his love burn in the fire of her sorrow.
Holy shit.
He could not hide his shame from me, nor his tears. To me, they were beautiful.
Holy shit, Chief. I get that hurt people, but dang, you could have turned it down a notch.
Oh, that was not even the end of my vengeance. But first, I believe it is your turn to settle Wallachia. What are you going to do?
I think I'll make like an ornery goose and hiss at my enemies.
At least we do not honk. Now then, where was I? Ah, yes. The Trojans left Carthage for the northern Mediterranean. In the land we now know as Italy, Aeneas met a noble Greek man named Evander, and to my dismay, they set aside the horrors of the Trojan War and became allies. Evander's people were warring with a local tribe, the Rutulians, led by a bloodthirsty boy named Turnus. In the dark of night, I joined with Turnus. I trained his people in the art of war.
They're spooky, man.
Turnus how to fight as a man who fears neither death nor shame. In the ensuing battles, the child of Evander, Pallas, was killed by Turnus, despite Aeneas' protection. Aeneas was enraged that his peace with the noble Greek Evander was threatened, and so, day after day, he slaughtered Rutulians until Turnus' people became afraid and began to turn against their leader.
Damn.
Knowing that Turnus would lose, I convinced him to challenge Aeneas to single combat, a final battle. But Turnus would only lose his life. I was determined that Aeneas and the Trojans would lose their souls.
I want to look this up. I want to know if this is legit. Like, this is a true story. A true historical story, I mean. Obviously not the part involving Andy, but like... Oh shit! Yeah, it is!
I convinced Turnus to wear the belt of Pallas, the child of Evander he had killed, as a trophy.
You convinced him to skin a dead child and wear his skin as clothes. Bruh.
As I predicted, Aeneas easily defeated Turnus, ending the war against the Rutulians. But as Aeneas extended his hand in mercy, he saw the belt of Pallas, and that mercy melted away. He drove his spear into Turnus' chest, and Rome was so founded.
Oh, okay.
Not in mercy,
I read that
but
as
in
pelt.
blood.
So you can see where I got confused. Like, hold on. How do I, No, that's not it. How do I... No, that's the UI. There's a button that lets me pull up the thing.
So you see,
Damn it.
Samuel, I was the cause of Rome's bloodlust. Every cruel emperor, every colonial injustice, even the spectacle of the gladiators, they were my doing.
I know it comes up when I do this, though, so hold on. There we go. Okay, it did say bell, okay. I read that as pelt.
Oh, but Chief, that's assuming way more power and blame than you can take credit for. You hurt them Trojans, sure enough, in ways they couldn't erase. But you can't suggest that you created the morality of people who weren't even born yet.
I understand this now, but I do not wish to erase the part in Roman history I had. After all, this was only the beginning of my evil deeds against the people who once called themselves Trojans. I'm sure you would agree that the things I did to the Trojans were horrific. Because of the loss of my lover, I aimed to taint the soul of an entire people. In the last 200 years, I have done significant acts of good. I have uplifted the poor. I fought the scourge of fascism. I have helped vampires find the peace that was so elusive to me. But the good I do now is washed in the blood of millennia. And all that good shall be lost in time, like drops of blood in the vein.
Bitch, you literally trained us to be a therapist, and we've helped like 4 other vampires, and we're gonna continue helping vampires, so that's a lot of good in the world, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Andy, who asked you to compare those evils to the good you do? Is the Andy of today gonna do more of them evils?
He will certainly aim not to.
So why are you cutting him down? Would it be better if he didn't commit acts of good? Do you need to remind him he's evil every 5 minutes? Or is that disqualifying the positive?
You see why I also need a therapist. Knowledge of cognitive distortions does not mean that I am immune to them.
So you've taught me. But I like the Andy I know, so I'll thank you kindly not to be such an asshole to him.
Crimson does say that she likes Imernak to be an asshole-free zone. I would not wish to disappoint her. But regard well, I have claimed all of your souls, and am now the Voivode of Wallachia.
Beat us.
Oh, shucks, these German board game rules are so complicated.
I have no idea what the rules are anyway.
And I have had thousands of years of experience in the art of war, my friend. Next time, press your advantage. You may do a little better. But for now, let us go down and party. I am DJing tonight, and it is time to get down and boogie, as the children of the night will say.
Oh, are the mortals still saying that?
I don't actually know, but I'm ready to let off some steam. Come, my friend, the night awaits.
I think that's it. Is it over already? Join us next time for Spanish. Oh, there's another DLC! Nice! So we're getting a second game and more DLC. Nice! I love this game so much too. I am so happy I got it and played it. Like, 10 out of 10 game. Visual novel, still. So, I guess the next one's gonna appear like up here, next to Blood of Troy, now that we've beaten the game. Even with all the audio issues, Dana. Well, now they can actually hear me, like my laugh and stuff, even though I sound like a fucking dolphin. Like when I laugh like really hard, I feel like I sound like a dolphin with the squeak, with how squeaky it is. Thanks. Do you like it? All right.